Hello, people, and welcome to Thursday tier list. Okay, this is just Tremors on the title because that's what the tier list is today. It's Thursday's tier list, and I'm doing the Tremor movies. Why? Because I actually like the Tremors movies. I like low budget movies. I know I talk about a lot of movies, and things. That's what I do. It's a hobby of mine since I was a kid. Love movies. Put you in a fantasy state of mind, and you get out of reality. Whatever the crap is, it makes you think too, you know. And the same thing with comics and stuff. I like superheroes and stuff because it's not so much about the superheroes, it's about the science that made the superhero. I like that type of stuff. Or the vengeance or whatever that happened that motivated the hero to do whatever it is. But with Tremors, it's the thing that there's this giant monster creature underground, which is pretty much a giant worm that eats people. With kind of like a reverse Godzilla for America, before they start making all these damn shark movies. And it's kind of funny because there's these giant ass worms that's going around eating people. And I don't know, it's a funny franchise within itself. So I figured I'd do all the Tremors movies and just talk about them. You know how I do it. So anyway, let's get into it. So as usual, we have excellent, great, good, okay, bad. I'm not putting terrible in this one because none of them really terrible. I mean, come on, they're pretty much supposed to be corny in the first place. So let's just get into the first one. The first Tremors movie in this tier list is Tremors, the first one. With that, for a minute there, I forget how many years it was before they made the second one, but it was a while. And Kevin Bacon was the first actor, the big actor in the movie. After that, Kevin Bacon fell off. But in the first one, with Kevin Bacon and being in the movie, it sold the movie pretty well. And there's other actors in there that's pretty good. And it's the whole thing of this giant worm. It was a big thing back then. I forget the movies that came out around that time. I think it was The Stand, the TV show movie, and some other stuff. But I'm not too sure. But either way, Tremors was a thing. It was one. It was unique. It was one of its own at the time. Wasn't nothing like it. And oh man, it was a great movie. And I mean, you got these things coming out of the ground. Then you got little mouth thingies that's coming out everywhere, grabbing you, and they're alive like snakes and stuff. And just the whole learning how not to be on the ground when they come and all that. It was a great movie. It was a really good movie. So because Tremors 1 is so good, it's excellent. It's beyond just good and great. It's excellent because it made Tremors. Without it, we wouldn't have any of these other Tremor movies. And most of these Tremor movies are because there's a fandom. There's a fandom of Tremors, you guys. And what makes Tremors interesting too, once I start getting to these other Tremor movies, because we're on a two now, is that it made its own like universe. Like there's I think the one I'm talking about now, the second one here, or maybe it's the third one. Might be the second one, I think. There's this whole universe, and they call them graplites. That's what these creatures are called, graplites. But the movie, they call them tremors. They make tremors, ground shakes or whatever. But they're called graplites. And then, like in the second one, there's like an arcade game called Graplites, and then there's like magazines and all this crap about graplites. It's like the whole universe knows about them, except for in our world where we don't got nothing that says graplites or graplite this and that. It's like when you watch Aliens, they're called xenomorphs and stuff. But so they took their time to create a whole universe around these creatures that's on the ground, and it's pretty funny. But in the second one, Kevin Bacon's not around. Now his buddies are still around, and it's even funnier because the one guy that's in the first movie, he's like, oh, just a little side character. He starts to become a little bit more of a character, but he's still a side character to the guy that was best friends with Kevin Bacon's character in the first movie. And so this Trimmer movie is actually pretty good because they put in a character called oh man, So in this movie they change up the grap lights or the freaking trimmer creature. He ended up walking around with two legs, and you're like, whoa, there's like not the whole big giant one because there's a giant, the big giant worm creature versions, but in this movie, um, kind of looking at the phone. In this movie, uh, they're little tiny freaking versions of these trimmer thingies, and they walk around with two legs, and they eat things, and they got big mouth, and they can hear quicker, and they got some crap that comes out their head, and they're terrified. People are terrified. But the dude's got all these ammunitions. It's pretty cool, and there's a lot of stuff that happens that's funny. We're trying to put them in the freezer, stopping them from eating supplies. There's a whole bunch of supplies like army supplies that they eat and start to multiply and stuff. It's crazy. So part two is also a very great movie. So I put it in great. This is a great movie. It's the difference is there's no Kevin Bacon, and that's what made it a whole different thing. But I like the science behind these new creatures, how they supposedly evolved and stuff. And it's crazy how they talk about the evolving of these things, and now they can walk and stuff, but they're somehow still part of the big ones can give birth to them somehow. It doesn't, they don't really explain that too well, but they do it in their way that makes it uh, somewhat interesting. It just still makes you go, what the hell? How is this possible? But I like the whole thing how they blow them up, and then there's this whole going over the mountain thing, and then they killing them some kind of way, and then there's this guy that was a kid in the other movie. He's trying to sell the land, and it's crazy, man. Three. Actually, no, that's part four. I know the difference here. They're trying to come brainwash me. Part three is when the dude's doing it on his own. He's like the only one there, and the town's falling under. People are like don't want to go there unless it's a tourist spot, and they go there, and these stupid tourist kids are there, and they're doing all this crap to act like there's grab lights there and stuff, and it's really crazy stuff, man. Part three is just like a comedy within itself. They're all comedies after two. They become more like comedies, but at the same time, they're still serious about killing these monsters. It's still funny in a way. It's funny in a way. There's science. There's a little bit of terror or whatever. But like I said, it's a movie where it's entertaining all around. Something you can get into and go, what the hell is this? This is kind of cool. But three is like the main character becomes the guy that's always been the side character. I can't think of his name right now for some reason, but he's in all the movies, all of them, and he's pretty good in this movie. It's worth watching. And part three is worth watching because three brings us what the ass blasters. Now, you're like, what the hell's an ass blaster? That's the name of the grab light, the name of the new trimmer. So in part one, there's the giant worm thing that's on the ground that everyone knows is a trimmer. Part two, they start walking on two legs, and they got the thing that pops on their head. So kind of like the predator has heat vision. They have a heat vision thing on the top of their head. I don't know why that is. But that's in part two. And in part three, they're ass blasters. They they have this thing that looks like they fart or something, and it shoots fire, and they fly in the air, and they got wings all of a sudden. So now they went from the worms on the ground, walking on two legs, to blasting their asses in the air and just going around attacking people from the start. And so that's what happens. And then so how they explain the science behind that too. They say, okay, the ground ones make the ones that walk, and the walk ones make the ass blasters, and then somehow that ass blasters make something and turns back into the giant one in the ground. So it's just like this big, weird, uh, what do you call it? Like metamorphosis. It's like a weird butterfly thing that makes no sense. They're giant underground worm things that end up making the walking things that end up making the ass blasters, and the ass blasters makes turns into the thing or lays eggs to the thing. It's so confusing. They even show this whole graph in the movie how it happens in this big circle thing. But anyway, a lot of good action in this movie, a lot of good explosions and stuff. I like it. I consider this one of the best. So it's a great movie. Actually, it's one of the best. It's an excellent movie. Tremors 4, they go back in time, and it's kind of weird because it's the same town, the original town. It's kind of like they stayed in the same town through four movies. And in this movie, they go all the way back to the Wild West. And the main character, which is now the dude, like I said, the side guy, I can't think of his name. It's like, dang, it bothers the hell out of me because I watched these Trimmer movies a lot. I cannot think of his name right now. That's crazy. But anyway, in this movie, his ancestor came to town, and he is still him. It's still the same actor. He plays a pretty good different version of himself or his ancestor, where he comes into town. He's trying to sell him something. I forget what it is, like insurance or some crap. It's something totally off compared to the character, the main character that he is, where he's obsessed with guns, he's obsessed with military, he's obsessed with blowing things up, just killing things, and that's what makes his character tight. Is he's just like this guy that's like, I'm gonna blow this up. Oh, look at this Desert Eagle, blah blah blah. He's just obsessed with guns. But his ancestor isn't. He's afraid of violence and stuff and all this crap. And all of a sudden these tremors come out of nowhere, and he's got to start like find a way to survive, and he does. And then it's like it's really interesting how they put the trimmer in the Wild West, but this happens in every movie. After a while, you have to put the character or villain or whatever in a different time period to make it more interesting. Like what would happen, kind of like how the Predators and Prey now, stuff like that. And he's in Native American town. It's like that in all movies. They put them in some weird time period, except for aliens. They haven't done nothing with putting aliens in different time periods. But yeah, even Terminator, he's in the future and then he's in the past and stuff. So, this time travel has to happen. Some weird time where they're going into some ancient world or whatever. It always happens. Caveman times, whatever. But in Tremors, they went back to the Wild West. And it was actually an alright movie. And I say it's good. It's good, but I'm not putting it up with the other ones because of the fact that it is in the cowboy times. And it's a little different. It's way different compared to the other ones. It's a good movie though. It's good. It's good to watch. It's just not like the other ones. So 5, you find out he has a son, and it's that one guy that played in Malibu Most Wanted. I can't remember his name. I can't remember his name either. Kennedy, I think his name is something Kennedy, whatever. But anyway, that's his son. And at first I didn't notice him because he got so old and he's got a beard or whatever. But he's pretty good in this movie. This movie's fun. It's like a father-son thing. He finds out his son is this guy and he's a filmmaker and all this. And then all of a sudden he starts killing the things with him. And it's a fun little kind of heartfelt thing and stuff. And it's pretty good. I think this is also the one where they go to Africa. And which makes it even more interesting. Because this is where Tremors starts breaking out of that town, and Tremors breaks into a whole different places. Places where people are everywhere, and they're trying to kill the Tremors. What makes it interesting is when they get to Africa. And now I'm not saying okay, it's like okay, they're in Africa, and this is happening, and it's just kind of racist. I'm not saying none of that crap. It's a good movie. It's good because they learn a whole different way to get the Tremors. The little girl takes these, she makes an electric magnetic pulse. She puts it in the ground, a little African girl, and the worms come up. And they're using the worms to go fish or something. But the reason why they went to Africa is that there was some kind of, and this is what makes it kind of weird, but like I said, inside the Tremors universe, if you watch the movie, there's a whole universe, like I said, and people all know about these graplites, these underground worms. So, in this movie, what happens is some archaeologist of some kind in Africa finds a giant skeleton of these graplites. This giant, the biggest one ever, like prehistoric version. And so they go over there to find out what the hell this is and stuff. This one actually has this tight ass scene where they're trying to get away from it. It's pretty good scene. It's actually it's actually pretty good. I don't even know how to say I'm all burping and trying to talk or whatever's going on. But anyway, so I don't know how to explain it any better. It's just like this scene is pretty good. It's like they come up with this elaborate plan to get this thing based off the girl with the worm electric magnetic pulse thing. Uh, there's a lot of funny stuff going on in this movie. I liked it, and I think this is one that most people would like. I say it's a great movie. You know, I could put it up here at the top, but I say it's great because it just changes the whole element of Tremors, and the whole thing of the prehistoric ones and all this, and now there's a family tie. You know, son, long lost son, come to be with their dad and realize that they all have the same issue. They like to kill these damn things. And this is like it's a good movie. It's a good movie. Okay, great movie. I can't say good. It's a great. I always say that. This is the great section. It's a great movie. Okay. Now, Tremors 6 is way different. Too damn different. Because now, Tremors are in the damn Arctic and stuff. They're in the ice, they're in the snow, and they're fighting these things. Which is odd because you would think, I mean, at least I would think, a worm would be frozen in wintertime. You know, they have to be hibernated somehow because they have no like stills or anything. Or but I guess a trimmer does in a way because they've got that rough outer shell. Um, it's so odd how to explain it, but it happens in this movie, and this is one that's done a lot more recently. Not up to 2005, but more recent than that, or less recent than that, like maybe 2000. Oh crap, when did it come out? Like 2019, maybe I think it was, or 18. I want to say 18, somewhere in there. Anyway, the movie was good. They're in the Arctic killing these things, and it's his son again, him and his son, and they're taking out these damn things, and way more different. You know, they still got in the other movies they still had the ass blasters and all that crap too. And this movie is the same. It's similar. They talk about the ass blasters all the time after they came about too, which makes it even funnier because it's just funny to hear that damn word ass blasters. Like, what's an ass blaster? The ass blasters are gonna kill us or something like. What are they talking about? And I think that's why they did that. They created that creature so you could just say the word because it just sounds weird. The ass blasters, he's farting, he's flying. It's just hilarious, you know. So anyway, the Arctic one is interesting. It's so interesting. It changes Tremors to a whole different degree because it's like all you knew in all these other movies is the Tremors underground. There's always desert land, and they're always coming up. But in this movie, they're in the Arctic. This fool's coming out of snow now, and or ice and snow. A whole nother element, something that you would not think that would happen. Like I said, you would think a worm would freeze underground, but because Tremors are giant worms, and they kind of have scales and stuff. I mean, they got the big sharp mouth thing that looks like a beak, and it's weird as hell, but it makes a damn good movie. Like literally, the okay and bad list here is not gonna happen. I only got two movies left, so I just gotta be honest with you. This movie is good. I can't say it's super tight. I mean, their special effects in there got way better too. But I will say it's a good movie because it's different. It's so different. And then the last one we got here is very short tier list today, folks. Very short tier list. The last one here, Trimmer 7, is way different too because this is once again they put the trimmer in a whole different element. No desert sand, no country bunking stuff. Just straight up in the tropics. He's on an island. He's stuck on an island. His son comes with him to help him, and it's actually the last Tremors movie. Now, unless they decide to make a new Tremors movie with the legacy or something like that. But I'll be honest with you, this is one of the best Tremors movies they did. I like this one a lot. And actually, like I said, I do like the snow one a lot too. It just really this. I don't know how to explain it to you. You would like this movie though because he's like kind of retired. He's like, okay, I'm not killing these things anymore and stuff. And for the first two movies where they had Kevin Bacon and another guy, and they talk about them for a while in the other two movies, or the movies after that, they talk about their families or how they're doing and whatever. But you never see him on film either. So this guy became the main character after Tremors 2 and has stayed the main character. So when you get to this movie, he's like, he's tired of this crap. It's kind of like watching John McClane steady going around killing terrorists and stuff after a while he's tired, or, Ash Williams, from the Evil Dead movie, he's tired after the third movie or whatever. Whatever. It happens in every movie. So it would happen in real life too. You gotta be done and over, tired of this crap. And so his son comes, they do a tropic thing, and they're killing these freaking things that's coming out of water now. And so it is too much, but it's fun. So I'm just saying, okay, this is an excellent movie. And so here's my thing: go and watch these Tremors movies if you've never seen them. Do look, go through here and make your own tier list. Mine is this. This is one, three, and seven is my favorites. And then these two, I love these two. And the last ones with the cowboy thing or whatever in the snow, it's a whole different thing. It's because the reason why they're in the good section is because it's different. You go back in time with one movie and then another movie, you're in a whole other element. So it's kind of like, to me, it was like, okay, you're shifting the stuff way off to go into the freaking snow. And then when it comes to the cowboy thing, wait a minute, can we stay on the same timeline? But it's still okay because it's still the same. It ties with the timeline somehow, but it's still far off. If you get where I'm coming from, I don't know how to explain it any other way, but that's the way I look at it. And so I don't know how to explain it any better. This is my Thursday's tier list. It's the smallest, fastest tier list ever, I guess. um, yeah, it's pretty fast tier list today because it's just like, I mean, hell, I couldn't think of anything else but Tremors for some reason. But fear not, I will be having a tier list that's gonna be so dang long, it's gonna tire you guys out, and I don't know if any of y'all gonna watch it. I mean, hell, But yes, this is something fun. Here's why I suggest, because this is what I do. After a while, I watch these movies together, just like this, and I'll go on a weekend. He had a long work week. You done did a whole bunch of crap. This is how you watch B movies, low budget movies. You get some food that you're gonna eat. Keep coming back to the fridge for or whatever, and get you something to drink, and just sit there and binge watch these movies and crack the hell up. You know what I mean? It's like whatever it is that keeps you entertained while you're watching the movie. And just watch these movies and you laugh the hell out of it. You'll start being a Trippers fan quicker than hell. Better than dub shark movies. So I mean, people forgot that Tremors was an American monster movie, where it's a self-made monster movie, and I think it should. I think it's underrated. I think it should be appreciated. I mean, like, I'm gonna keep mentioning Godzilla because that's Japanese number one film. Okay, it's number one film, number one creature. I mean, you can talk about the Sentai and all that other stuff they got going on, but if it wasn't for Godzilla, nobody would pay attention to the Japanese films. To be honest, except for all the Sonny Chiba movies, and that's nothing but bloody samurai movies. You know, so I mean, honestly, that's their own self-made monster movie, and it works, and now it's getting spread everywhere around the world. Tremors is an American self-made monster movie that gets ignored, and so then they come up with crap like Sharknado, Shark in Prison, Shark in Sand, and even a movie called The Sand where the sand attacks people. It's so stupid. But Tremors needs more respect. So if you watch this tier list, just go on, give it a chance. If you can find Tremors anywhere, Tremors on like, I think Netflix has all of them. Netflix has all of them. The last one I watched on Netflix originally. And then I think you can watch them on Amazon Prime as well as you might catch like the first three on Tubi. I don't know. I haven't never looked for Tremors on Tubi, but Netflix for sure. And so I mean, it'd be fun to watch. You know, if you got kids and stuff, watch Tremors together and crack you up. You know, they'd be like, "What's this?" It makes them think, and you know, that's what we need. We need people to think. So you need movies that make you think, not that make you, you know, want to join politics or some crazy nonsense they got going on now. We need movies that make you think and have imagination. That's the greatest thing that's lost right now. So go and watch the Tremors. This has been my Thursday's tier list, the Tremors tier list. Until next Thursday, people, where I probably come up with something better. But to me, this is awesome. So, peace out. Word life.